Not intimidated though.
Eye on that rear leg from the southpaw stance he has to cover.
Oddball trying to put some pressure on here early. A little finger in the eye, being hurt, being pulled the time out.
Definitely not on purpose, inadvertent. Sometimes it just happens with the scrambles.
No grip commanding problem there, people. Just giving Grant a moment to recover.
Guys are leading their hands out. He doesn't block.
Oh! Shifted the lead hook. Stumbles and buckles the legs of Ogborn.
Yeah, but looks for the takedown.
Gotta watch that neck a little bit.
We're like a Marcellity choke here.
Has the arm wrapped around the leg of Yabba. And Yabba may be in trouble here.
He got a little bit overzealous there.
Ogborn using the cage.
He's lost the grip. Lost the grip on the choke. Right hand is off. Still a lot of pressure on the neck, but couldn't finish it.
And it seemed like Yabba got a little overzealous there.
Yeah, got a little excited.
Again, he's 1-0 as a pro, his second professional fight. That will come with experience. That might be a learning point for him.
I was surprised to see him shoot in. I mean, his bread and butter really is his striking. So to shoot in while he's got a guy stunned was a bit of a surprise.
Got to find his way to mount here.
Stay in the half guard and get to work from here.
He's found himself in a nice position here.
Definitely dominance.
Moment of danger early on and he survived that. Maybe a learning curve for this fighter.
I'd like to see Ogborn turn the other way in that position. I mean, now he's offering up his back.
Back and the arm bar if Robert clears that left leg.
I don't think he just established that seatbelt position, but there we go. Nice conversion there.
Back to full guard.
Well position to be there. We can use the elevation of the cage there.
Not only to hook the toes with the cage, but he can press off of it. He cannot hook the toes with the cage links.
Halfway through our opening round. Yabba.
Position there.
He's moving to that top position very nicely. He's really putting pressure on.
Typically in jiu-jitsu, you'd want to see a lot of guys really eager to pass the guard and get to side control, but you know, for MMA, half guard is such an effective position from top of top. You see Khabib, Islam, guys like that who just go to half guard and stay there, control one of the wrists and just rain punches down. So maybe Jabber we might start to see that from him here.
What does Grant need to do in this position?
It looks like he needs to get to his feet because at the moment he's struggling to control the hands of Jabber. And really, in the position he's in, he needs to get his back away from the cage because it's going to be difficult for him to move in that position. And also, it serves like a plate almost for the punches of Jabber. You know, his head's right against it.
I'm just trying to find the hit to his feet to cause some release.
Attempting to get up there for a triangle choke, trying to pull down on the head of Jabber, but good luck with that. Robertson has to round side control now.
So much pressure coming forward here from Yabba. This is a great performance.
What's going to make it difficult? Jabber's got a nice underhook on the far side. Never seen, okay, we'll get up to turtle position.
Giving up the back though, Jabber started
The cage, he can try and peel him off. That's not what I want to do.
40 seconds left, his back is given up.
Let's see if he can survive.
He's got the time.
Can't quite see if those hands are locked up with the chin. Yaz and Yabba with a beautiful performance here.
He's doing a great job of hand fighting though. I think he'll survive this.
20 seconds is a short time to get that choke in. He's starting to get his shoulders to the mat now, turning back in. Could end up in the full guard.
Here we go.
Lovely work there for Grant. Closing out this round in the top position.
Bit of a mental win there for Ogborn to reverse that position and end the round on top.
And I'm glad he did, because I said he was going to survive. So
round one in the book. Look, you've got to give that one to Yabba, but short I think to Yazan Yabba. Grant Ogborn will look for a comeback here in round number 2.
Nice to see the grappling from Jabber as well. And again, another shot. You know, obviously, very well celebrated striker, but we're seeing some nice grappling from him as well.
Yabba goes straight to ground here. Grant just trying to find his way into it, keep himself standing.
Jabber very persistent on that single leg, switching legs even. Got to keep that head up a little bit though. Now his back is definitely at risk.
Yeah. But he's got control of that leg. He keeps driving into that leg. Problem is now he's up against the cage, so there's not much more space to drive into.
Hook for Ogborn, but that leg is definitely what's saving.
I think he'll shook him off here, yeah. If he stands up, he can shook off that arm.
Oggy looks calm there on the ground.
If Oggy inverts a little bit more, he does have the arm bar at risk. Planning about a bit of a glove grab.
Maybe that's what Herb was talking to him about.
Knee in the face.
We're hearing, yeah.
Was it a strike or was it just putting the knee on the face?
Well,
Yeah,
he could be looking to get like his knee right into the sternum to
or
pin
knee,
him.
or even knee on collarbone.
Exactly, but you know they're moving so quickly. It's very slippery. It's possible that could have been an accident. I don't know if you picked that up on the microphone, but experienced OG veteran Grant Waterman telling us exactly what we need to hear about this fight.
I think Grant will recover from this. I don't see this being something where he's going to take over the 5 minutes.
Herb giving him some time to recover here.
Just have a full 5 minutes. That's where you see the clock there counting at the bottom of the screen, folks.
Do you think Grant will be wise to take some of that after such a heavy first round?
I mean, recovery is good, but also recovery is good for your opponent, so it's a bit of a double-edged sword.
That's true. I think after the first round, the heavy grappling from bottom, if I was Augie, I'd take my time.
Augie does seem calm coming to the second round. He wasn't disheartened by having his back to the ground so much in that opening round. He seems like he has the experience that's coming in.
Yeah, he's been in those positions, whether it's in the gym or competition. We all make mistakes.
Summoning Yabba.
Determined, look in his eyes again.
Always nice when you have those veteran referees like Herb and Mark Goddard.
Just taking his time here. Again, you know, he's one of, if not the best in the business, setting things straight. And here we go. Round 2 back underway here at the Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai. We've got Yazan Yabba in the grey, Grant Augie on board in the white.
Switch of stance again for Jabber. Needs to adjust.
Lovely flurry of strikes coming here from Grant.
Very surprised to see how intent Jabber is on shooting the takedown. I really thought he would stand and bang a bit more.
But do you think that's because he had such success in the opening round?
It could be, or he might just maybe have some inside info where he thinks that his grappling is better. They might be quite competitive on the feet.
Well, Yabba does go to ground, but Augie gets to the top position.
And maybe sometimes, you know, a lot of fighters do this. When people expect them to do striking or grappling, they'll do the opposite.
Very good point, flipping the script.
It's either try to catch their opponent off guard, or a little bit of, you know, I want to show the world what else I can do.
Augie just trying to find some elbows here.
Not quite as active on the top as Jabber was.
I think he's looking for some damage. He's going to the head, elbows trying to come through and cause some significant damage.
I think there's also a bit of urgency about winning the round as well.
Transitioning to the back now, he's got both hooks in. He does have Jabber stretched out.
Beautiful position here from Grant.
Yep.
Hammer fist coming down. Yabba not doing much to defend here. Gives up his neck.
This could be one of the worst positions he would be in.
Yep.
Flat down.
That neck is under.
Choke is in.
Hand is behind the head.
That's it. Augie gets the win. What a performance. A beautiful comeback after a disappointing first round. But Grant, Augie gets it done here in Dubai.
You can see he's shouting at the cameras and the crowds. I think he knew he was disappointed with how that first round went, and he just wanted to make a point.
What was impressive about Grant was, despite not going his way in the opening round, he kept his composure, he was calculated.
Under the neck, hand behind the head. Jabber couldn't have reached it if he tried.
But there didn't seem much defense here coming back from Yabba. Is he exhausted? Is he just not experienced it?
It's very tough in that position. Once you get flattened out like that, I mean,
You can feel that hand behind your head. When that hand goes behind your head.
Some 2-5 pros may be intimidated walking out into a sold-out Coca-Cola Arena. But Mansour Fred's calling his teammates on big cards like those from DFL as steady winners. How important is it to get exposure through teammates for bringing your moments like this in a big
Well, it's massive. I've spent quite a bit of time with Ellie, had a good bit of time, a good conversation.
Well, let's try to take a little longer look at our tail of the tape. They're 5 years in age difference. LA has those 5 years, a few inches or so in height, weight the same, but there is 7 centimeters in the reach that goes towards Mansour. Could that be decisive?
maybe a limitation for Bondo to shoot him. You know, Georgia known for its great grappling, great wrestlers. I have a feeling early on you could see a shot from him.
Wants Ellie to make some interesting angles. He's an unorthodox fighter. during his first wins grappling.
Yeah, I think it's sometimes good to keep a guy on his toes. You know, if you're expecting them to come in with a specific game plan, if you think you're going to strike, you know, every now and then throw a shot in or maybe a little, you know, give him a few little signals just to keep him on his toes.
Eli Mansour does have 2 decisions on his record with love.
Sometimes fighters want to show what they're capable of as well, right?
Mesky just shot again there, wasn't successful. Now some strikes coming through from Mesky.
Eli could be kind of baiting that takedown to get him, you know, almost throwing the takedown letter to drop the hands, open up the striking a little bit, just make his opponent think. It might not be part of his game plan, but he might be using it as a disguise.
Yeah, I mean, you saw, you know, early MMA guys like Kevin Randall and Dan Henderson, they were very famously, you know, known for their wrestling, and they would use that to set up their strikes.
Brad Faber as well.
Yeah, they would do that little duck like they were going to shoot in for a takedown, and then overhand right would knock out their opponents. So.
Eli's just shot again there, but nicely stopped here by Bondo.
Persistent.
Bondo just getting the neck.
Gotta watch the ninja choke.
Yeah, but you saw the fluidity there of Bondo. He stuffed the takedown and found a way to make Mesky retreat.
I can't get over the size of the legs on Wolverine here.
I mean, he lost 65 kilos.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
They had to carry 65, another person.
200 kilo legs he's got on. No, just because when you see those leg kicks coming in, you see what's coming from. They're going to hurt.
And it seems like he's carried a lot of that power from the bigger weight down.
Just overhook there.
Very, very hard worker in the gym.
Probably might have seen a Haragoshi there, but got pushed up against the cage, kind of made it more difficult for those throws.
These fires. Looking to make
he needs to be careful with, I'm sorry to cut you off there. I see Bondo keeps kind of reaching for the neck there, but it's very dangerous because he's opening up his back by doing that.
As I said, both these fighters looking to put themselves on a big stage, show what they're worth to the world in this significant card here. Mesky pressing forward, but now Bondo comes back. Oh,
nice
lovely shot!
Nice
And that is it! Eli Mansour, lights shut out. A beautiful strike from Bondo Mesky.
Thought it was going to be the grappling with Mesky, turned out to be the striking.
That was a pinpoint accuracy. We talked about the power earlier of Eli, but wow, Bondo
just misses uppercut. It was the rear uppercut. Head kick just misses, boom, right uppercut. It didn't even look like too hard of a shot, just pinpoint accuracy.
That is as good a punch as you will see.
Bondo's got a gun in his hand.
And the traditional cane dance.
And you can see the crowd here at the Coca-Cola Arena. I mean, this place already is what? Close to 2/3 full.
Yeah.
And it's just on 7 o'clock local time in Dubai. Essentially, it comes out later than most.
And the people who aren't here, they're going to hear about it because we've already had some very exciting fights.
But these VIP seats close to big white seats, a lot of those are already full. Let's be honest, those are the guys, they're the ones who come out to the main event.
Yeah, those are the ones that usually fill up later.
That's what you normally say, isn't it, Carl? If you're not calling
Yeah,
it.
I've actually got one reserved for myself at every single show on the planet. I give it up sometimes, just, you know, gotta let everybody.
Just to give back to the community.
Everybody's given me a lot. I gotta give back.
You're a good guy. You're a man of the people.
Thank you.
Well, I think we're gonna have many more surprises like this throughout the evening.
Bring it up. You never know what you're gonna get in Dubai. Strap in, folks.
This is something beautiful to watch, and I think as our next fight gets ready, we get to be set here. But those first 3 fights of the night, some surprises, let's be honest. But I talked earlier about this promotion being a shop window for fighters, and I think it's the winners, particularly, who come out of those fights. Yeah. Their phone will be ringing not tomorrow, the next week, by big promotions.
Yeah, look, we're getting a great show put on for us here. This event is a marriage of entertainment and mixed martial arts, but let's not get too carried away. This is about the fighters and the fights tonight.
Now, I'm disappointed to, you know, obviously see some of the 971 guys lose. The guy that I know that I've spent some time in the gym with, but that also does completely nullify any accusation that a 971 show is catering to its own athletes. It is offering up hard fights for these guys.
Let's be real quick. We've both been around the block for a long time. Sometimes shows are put on by gyms. kids, their athletes get to go in there, they can do slight mismatches and it helps knock someone's record. It's very obvious here that Monet is not doing that. He's putting on a show, a competitive show. We spoke this week about how well this card is matched through and through.
50-50 all the way through.
Yep, and like I said, I'm going to keep saying it, a promotion by a fighter for a fighter, so he knows what a good show looks like.
You guys both know Monet very well. How much heart, sweat, blood and tears does he put into this?
I cannot even begin to tell you. Cannot even begin to tell you how much effort he's put into manning this. He's not just delegating on this. He's absolutely captaining the ship.
Well, ladies and gents, our next fight is just moments away.
Said a young man sitting next to me, heard you new in town, before you get around, here's a little tip from me. Best stick to yourself no matter where you go, just watch your back and hold your own, and if after that trouble's knocking at your door, remember my friend, it's a time we're fighting for. Welcome to your paradise with a little bit, pays a bigger price. Take another hit, just get it over with. We're a little sick, you see. Can't stay down no more, we gotta make it known. So get back up, you're not alone. And then hit
I'm bracing myself for something spectacular here, guys.
Building the anticipation.
I'm on tenterhooks.
Dive rolls right out of there.
Maybe the screen's broken. I don't know.
A showman always keeps his crowd awaiting.
Crowd continuing to file in here at the Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai. This is something fantastic to see. VIP seats already taken up. Those seats, I can tell you, are normally empty well past 10 o'clock at night. And it's 7 o'clock local time here in Dubai. What a beautiful thing to see. Genuinely, as a mixed martial arts fan, as a sports fan, this is a special, special night.
Yeah, and a special city as well. I mean, it's a real treat for some of these fighters to come here and fight, and you can see they're showing up.
Some of them are showing up.
Some of them have. Some of them are showing up. I'm eating my words as I speak. Here we go. Start to see some action at the entrance.
I mean, this is built to a place I don't even know what's going to happen here. If he doesn't come out doing cartwheels, then...
Back handsprings all the way to the cage.
We talked about the traffic here in Dubai. Unfortunately, our dressing rooms are across town, so it takes a little while to get to the stage. But nonetheless, here we go. Welterweight contest about to make the walk.
He was waiting for that drop.
It was worth the wait. It was worth the wait. As the versatile Egyptian Mohamed Salim makes his first walk in 2 years to the cage. And I felt to wait another 18 months for this one. And it's not the lack of a desire to fight, but 18 months for this one. And it's not the lack of a desire to fight, though. But opportunities have been hard to come. 971 FC help athletes like Mohamed.
I think the 2-year gap was to wait for the walk-in. But now I'm excited to see him, you know. He's coming in. We've seen him this week in the press conference. Looked very dialed in. He comes from an MMA background. A young guy still. Big guy as well, 77 kilos he weighed in at. But we can see, you know, when the camera moves right, we can see what a big guy this is.
And look, he's fought on UAE Warriors, which is a great promotion in this area, as is the likes of Train,
I think mixed martial artist allows you to take the fight where you want. If you're not afraid of the ground, you've got good jiu-jitsu, it makes you more comfortable to stand up and back.
And please welcome our second fighter making his way to the red corner. Representing Kyrgyzstan, Salamat Swat Orozakunov.
No messing about here from the Kyrgyzstan athlete. He is getting straight onto the stage. And we talk himself picking up more losses than wins as of late. Some have claimed his desire to stand and trade and not pick a backward step when needed. The guys, we love seeing that as fans of the sport, but it has hindered his progression. You look at his record. Is it time now for someone like for Swat to think about the fight and focus more on getting the win than just entertaining?
No, absolutely. And it could have been one of those things where he came out early in his career, going 4-0 starting his career. That worked for him. Then he got a couple levels up and the adversity, kind of ran his way a little bit. But he does have a great win and won championships. Clearly the talent is there. Let's see if he can make the adjustments.
Introducing these two 971 warriors once again. Fighting out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 187 centimeters tall. He weighed in at 77.7 kilograms. He has a record of 7 wins with just 2 losses. He represents Egypt. He is Mohammed Salem. And fighting out of the red corner. This fighter stands 182 centimeters tall. He weighed in at 79.8 kilograms. He has a record of 5 wins with 4 losses. He represents Kyrgyzstan. He is Salemat Swat Orazakuno. The referee in charge of the action is Herb Dean.
Herb Dean once again. Swat Salemat Orazakunov in the black and white.
Wide, strong stance off the bat for Mohammed Salam, feinting with the rear leg a little bit. See, get a few reads right off the bat. He has that slow stalking style, likes to pick his shots.
Salemat is ex-military in the Kyrgyzstan Armed Forces, and that sometimes, perhaps, is why he takes the risk. This is a man who's brave, who's courageous, and he likes to fight on the front foot.
You got a military background like that, I'm just terrified.
I'm terrified of everyone in this room. Yes, frankly. Cagey start here from both athletes. In respect to early doors, but Mohammed not intimidated by the heavy hands.
No, he's going to answer directly back. I don't think you're intimidating either of these men.
Low strike there, mixing things up.
He's going to throw those body shots to soften up the midsection. Could be an investment in the future, or it could be just to draw down the hands of his opponent.
High right hand from Salim is expecting something to come, perhaps from the legs of Swat. Oh!
Sneaky evasive left high kick there.
Although
Salam.
Salam,
Big right hand that
Right
connected.
hand backs up Swat. And we talk about intimidating power. That one really registered. And another little jab strikes through. Lovely
Nice shot.
compound interesting strikes from Salim.
Salam, 24 years of age. Opponent is 10 years older, but Salam has 2 more fights. Oh! Now we're going to see the grappling exchanges here. See what Salam has on the ground. Gets back to his feet.
He's on one
That is formal. Big shot. Mohammed Salim.
Oh.
This will be a... Oh, he's coming back beautifully.
Back and forth knockdowns here.
Orzakanov now.
First 2 minutes of this fight have been action-packed. Both men have had their minutes.
And a nod from Salamat saying, let's go.
But this is where he's fallen foul before. We know how tough he is, and he loves to get into a fight. Should he be calculated?
Big swing and a miss there from Salam. He's got to keep that chin down on the way and make sure he's not overreaching on his shots.
What do you want to see from Salamat to capitalize on this opportunity?
I'd like to see him fade back out of a few of those shots and come back in. He's getting out of the way, but he's not making a miss and making pay.
Yeah. You can see from the start of the fight, Orzakanov, he wants to keep it at his pace. He has a nice little rhythm that he was working to. And with that little exchange there early on, it kind of got him off balance ever so slightly, but he's getting back to his own tempo now.
Salamat just controlling the distance. And this is a more patient Salamat than we've seen before. This is what we were hoping to see.
He had a tough 2024. I think he knows he wants to bounce back this year.
Big low kick there, forcing the stance switch momentarily. That calf is starting to well up nicely.
Oh, nice shots.
Lovely fly again comes in from Salamat.
This is what I'm talking about in terms of tempo. When you start to see Salam do these bull rush efforts, he's getting some good shots in. I think that's Orzakanov is just trying to keep it at his own tempo.
Hook there from Salamat. Salam just clips the chin.
Salamat is starting to pick up more and more, I think, in the judge's eyes as this round goes on. He's hitting the harder strikes.
He's getting the bigger shots in.
Of course, judges will score fights primarily on damage, and it does seem like the heavier hands have come from Mohammed Salam.
What you're seeing with the leg kicks from Orzakanov as well is he's kind of dropping his hands, and Salam's timing those shots when he does that.
Salamat backing up here, and certainly the pace of this fight is being dictated by Mohamed Salam.
1 minute left here in round one, and what a round it's been.
Salam does have 3 knockouts and a submission on his record. He's gone the distance as well. He can finish you, however.
Little crafty veteranship there from Salam. Looked low, went high with the kick. Ooh, clean right hand.
Salam looks to follow up. Swat, a little bit bravado there, saying nothing hurt me, but
if you make that, ooh, counter knee there from Salam. Lovely read. If you're making those reactions after the shot, that does mean that it connected.
There's the shot, nice. A single leg.
Switching up, very, very wise. Right at the end of the round, he's got him in the middle of the cage too, negating that use of the cage to stand up for Salam.
Just under 30 seconds left here.
That shot was almost on 30 seconds on the button, and that looks like a very much a veteran thing to do.
We don't know. We might have had a warning from the corner there, a bit of a code at 30 seconds. We're going to tell you to go.
Win the round.
How do the judges score this? We had some damage come in from Salam, but we've got to take down, and now he's converting here to Swat.
What can happen in MMA is the recency bias in a round. You know, you see a guy finish the round.
Full mount here, guys. Full mount.
Oh. Maybe that shot
finish a round well, it can be devastating for the next round.
Let's see how round 2 kicks off here at the Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai.
Salam quickly taking the center of the cage there.
But I've got to say, Salamat, this is a better performance from him than I've seen in recent times. Much more calculated. He smothered his work a little bit, but he did finish on top, which is a good sign for the man from Kyrgyzstan.
See how long it takes for another takedown attempt.
If you were in his corner now, would you be advising Salamat to go for a takedown?
Yes and no. There is a danger in just immediately going for something that was successful in a previous round, because his opponent also knows it was successful, so he could time that knee if the shot was, you know, poorly timed.
Lovely hook just lands there for Salam.
Exactly. Land some shots first, and you know, have your opponent. Nice.
There's
a nice shot.
Oroskunov looks for the leg, and he is successful.
Again, but this is it. If you go to the same move again, your opponent's waiting for it.
Gone to the well too many times. Oh, tries to roll out, but unsuccessful.
He's got a hook in.
This is not where Salamat would want to be with 4 minutes to go in round number 2.
Is Salam going to try to advance his position and get that right hook over the top?
Now, this is a position I like personally even doing in grappling. When you get the back, just a single hook in and control it, because a lot of times when you get the 2 hooks in, there's space for you to try and get your back towards the floor, whereas this is a lot more difficult to escape.
Very good point there for Salam to kind of roll back in, turn and
really
get
hard.
that top guard position.
Mohamed Salamat
And that choke
is a purple belt, and he's got it locked in. Trying to put Salamat to sleep.
He switched the grip now.
From the face.
Switch the grip, that is in.
Grab it and glove.
And Swat trying to find a way free, trying to break the hands.
He's gone out, he's out, he's out. He's out.
Hooked in.
Wow,
Stop the fight.
what a finish.
Mohamed Salam stops this bout on the ground. Picks up the win.
Like we were saying there, it can be dangerous if you go back to that position you had success in, because your opponent knows you were successful. They're going to try and capitalize, and that's what we saw there.
Perhaps Salamat Oroznikov went to the well one too many times. As you said,
variety is what you need. It's the mixed martial arts. You've got to mix things up.
A very classy win there for Salam, making sure he keeps himself calm. Let's take a look at the replay here. Notice he's got the rear naked choke. Salamat does the right thing by fighting the hands. Salam switches the grip.
Little cheeky glove grab, I think, going on there, but by then it was all too late.
You are allowed to grab the glove, you just can't get your fingers inside.
Exactly.
Guys,
that's what I can't really see there.
Salamat did not tap. He was put to sleep. That is the toughness of this man. He won't quit.
Gonna make you put him out. Goes out on his shield.
A tough night.
I think it talks about the power, though, also of Salam. Like, I mean, that choke put him to sleep pretty quickly. See, the eyes are glazed over there.
Yeah. We had a perfect view of that. You can see right when he went out.
Corner looking pretty happy about that as well.
Elation. And a good war to start there. Very entertaining fight.
That makes it 3 on the trot for Mohamed Salam. Momentum behind this young man, and I have no doubt we're going to see plenty more of him in the near future. Beautiful sign of sportsmanship here.
Yeah, there was a bit of back and forth in that fight as well, which was nice. I mean, it wasn't all one-way traffic. It feels that way when it finished, but it wasn't.
Not at all.
I gotta say, that's the best Salamat Oroznikov I've seen in quite some time. He didn't get the win, but there's promise there for that man to keep going.
Absolutely, and I mean, a big event and a big show like this,
At 1 minute 45 seconds of the second round, we have a winner by way of submission to rear naked choke. From Egypt, Mohammed Salem.
You can see what it means to him, to his team. Nine